So the mark of a true church is this: one, holy, Catholic, and apostolic. Very good. So it is always included in our baptism to be missionary, as we are apostolic. We have not just received the sacrament of baptism, we are being also called to live out our baptismal promises. So you are here today, every Sunday, to give thanks to the Lord, yes, for the many blessings that you have received. Ask His guidance and blessing for the coming days, but also to be sent out. So when the priest at the very end of the Mass says, Ita missa est, meaning the Mass is ended, it doesn't stop there. He said, go and proclaim the good news through your life. So I'm sad for people who are actually living after communion or before communion without receiving the blessing of dismissal, to be sent. That is why we have to stay and being sent. And what is our response? Thanks be to God. You are accepting that mission again and again. Okay? And so that's why in our readings in the past weeks, it's actually discipleship. Jesus was always with the disciples, training them into the life that they have to embrace. They've been into successful missions. And last week, actually, it was seemingly a failure because they experienced rejection from His own people. And so the question is, will I continue or not after this experience? And so, the gospel for today, Jesus summoned the 12 and sent them 2 by 2. So, let's take the lesson today of discipleship. The first C is companionship. It is very important that Jesus put them into community, because the mission is hard, can be tiring, and also be frustrating. But having someone concretely journeying with you will empower you, inspire you, even correct you. If your teaching or your ways of life is actually not according to what you bowed to. So, it is a witnessing. Someone is accountable to you and encourage you when tough time comes. And of course, to celebrate with you when the good things happen. So, companionship. Because we have to proclaim not just the word and deeds of Jesus, but how we live our life. Our faith should be concretely expressed in the way we live. Especially now, in what had happened yesterday, our message should be about Christian values of truth, of love, of understanding. We should not be part of those negativities around us, of hate and violence. And so, we are put into community to be able to check one another, support one another. That's why the wife, your mission partner, should be your husband. Sometimes they are mission partners, sometimes they are your mission in itself, right? Or children with their parents. Sometimes they're the mission itself or the mission partner in doing more about the mission that we have to do outside our family. You have your own co-workers or your friends. Sometimes they are mission, sometimes they are mission partners. But we have to encourage one another, to carry each other. And that is how we become companion or community, as the first C of discipleship. Second C is commitment. Our commitment of life is to Jesus, because He's the one who empowers us, encourages us, gives us authority to do so. So it's not about me. That's why, let's take this word ministry, right? It's M-I, not M-E. Not about me. It's about ministry, the Jesus that entrusted to us. So don't let others just depend on you, that when you're not around, they will not do anything. No. The mission that we're doing is the mission of the church. So whatever success or failure may come, know that it is the mission of Christ. But you have to do the best that you can. Okay? Failure and success is inevitable. But Saint Teresa said, our mission is not to be successful, but faithful. To be faithful in what we've been committed into our ministry. It makes us also humble, knowing that it's not about me. It's about God who's using me. So don't take it personal when someone criticizes you. Accept it and leave it to God. I have done my best, so whatever failures that I have done, help me overcome it. And of course, learn from it so that we will progress in our desire of holiness. Knowing that from the beginning, Jesus has been calling people, farmers as like Prophet Amos, as a farmer too, fishermen just like Peter. They're not that kind of qualified persons, but Jesus and God made them so qualified to bring the gospel, be the vessel of that message of love, of truth, of forgiveness. And so, go back to who you are and how God empowered you to become someone else by His mercy and grace. Third C is confidence. Confidence in the providence of God. He said, do not take food, clothing, or extra things that you rely yourself upon, because it reflects upon the trust that you have for God. God will provide. It is His mission. You have just to say yes. It is also practical when He said, carries a walking stick and a sandals, because it is a mission. And stick is actually like a self-defense. And if you carry a lot of things in your life, it attracts marauders and robbers, and you know what will happen. Sometimes it becomes a hindrance rather than a help. I know. We love to travel, and we want to put a lot of extra in our luggage. I'm reminding myself that because come Thursday until Sunday, I will be attending the Eucharistic Congress in Indianapolis. I will bring your prayers and intentions there too. But again, sometimes when we carry so much burden, it hinders us to do our mission. Another beautiful thing that Jesus said in the gospel is this: when they have not received you, go out, shake off the dust from your feet, and move on. It is very important that we have to learn to shake the dust from our feet, meaning the negative experiences of what we have received from people, criticism at that. Sometimes when we don't shake those, it accumulates and it burdens us. You will just feel the burden of it and then erupt negatively and see the effect of that in the community. And so let us remind each other to shake the dust the dust in your feet, to be able to travel light, even to carry the mission very well. And this is what I remind myself of: community, confidence, and commitment. When Father Bill 3 years ago entrusted me with this ministry, the RCIA now becoming OCIA, the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adult. In the Philippines, we don't have that kind of program because everyone is Catholic almost, right? So here I'm learning, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is God what put me into. And I prayed and have given me good people to journey with. And so we welcome people into the program. And sometimes I'm so concerned about the success of the program. No, go back. It should be the faithfulness of what God entrusted me with this ministry. And so we journey with people. There are so many things that we have to adjust and change and here and there. But come Easter, it was an overpowering experience for me to see the journey of people, because those have not been baptized in the different Catholic, in the different Christian tradition, and those who will be receiving confirmation because they have been baptized Catholic. I saw their journey, and it is for me a humbling experience, because it's easy to become Catholic when you receive it in your child, but the commitment of going to the formation, desiring it for themselves, is something else. And so it gave me a tremendous joy amidst all those failures that I had. But when they received the sacrament during Easter, it was so rewarding. But it also brings me to the reality that not everyone who received that sacrament are living what they received. Some of those, after 3 years, I've seen. Some I don't. I have not seen them for a while. And yet what inspired me much more is to see our volunteers are coming from that program, reading in the AMBO, serving as a Eucharistic minister, welcoming people. And I think that is the mission that God entrusted me. And please, our program here needs a lot of prayer, support, and of course, encouragement. So if you are being called to become a sponsor or godparents to those who are becoming Catholic, please volunteer. And of course, as we welcome more people in this church, we need more volunteers, as the director of liturgy is asking us, and even music. We can do so many things in this young and vibrant parish, but we need your help. And that is how you will live your baptismal promises. Not just receiving it, but also living it, as we need your help. So August and September will be opening the program again for faith formation, our children ministry, our teens, our young adult, and of course, the adult ministry. Again, we have received baptism. The faith that we now live are actually passed on to us by people who are so courageous, inspiring us to do so. And now it is our turn to inspire other people by the way we live our life, by living it faithfully. Our church is apostolic, and let us pass it on to the next generation, because this is the mission of the church. This is our community. We have our commitment, and we have our confidence in God who empowered us to do so. Amen.